Ranking on Google used to be the holy grail of visibility, but now there's an entire new game. AI or LLMs, learning language models, things like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Google Search, ChatGPT Search, and all of those other tools like Bard are now replacing Google, and it's making a huge impact on businesses. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how we help our business rank higher on learning language models to bring in new client acquisition. Now, I'll tell you a quick story. The other day, I was doing a sales call, and we got a request coming in, and we have a little parameter that says, how interested are you in our service? Basically, are you ready to purchase? Where are you in that stage? And so they notified us that they were a high intent lead through our form. And then we have another question, just where do you come from? And they put in ChatGPT. So that call got routed to me as they had high intent and they had found us organically, which typically leads to more likely for us to close. Now, I started talking to them and we had a conversation, and they mentioned that they found us on ChatGPT. And because of all of these trust factors that we've gained, I was able to actually close that deal on the phone for $5,000 a month ongoing indefinitely, basically. So it was very, very valuable to us to rank high on ChatGPT and other tools. Now in this video, I'm going to show you what we're doing, and the space is evolving quickly, and there's a lot of different tools, but it's different than what traditional SEO is. So now with traditional SEO, search engine optimization, people are optimizing for specifically Google, maybe Windows or different tools, but it's really designed for ranking high in Google. And great thing about that is typically you have the opportunity to, if you're on the first page, you're going to get some clicks where, I don't know the exact numbers, but number one probably gets about 50% of the clicks, maybe a little bit more. Number two gets, 20%, then 15, then 4, and it keeps going down. With ChatGPT, the issue is it'll give you some feedback, but there's no real clicking or being able to go search around. It's going to give you answers based on the questions, and it's typically going to maybe list 2 or 3 or 4 opportunities. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. I pulled up a couple searches where my company, Otter Public Relations, one of the best PR agencies in the world, is being ranked as that such. So I just did a quick search, and I did a couple just so you guys can see what this looks like. What are the best PR firms? And it ranked them and has some of the more traditional, nationally, globally. Edelman does over $1 billion a year in public relations sales. And then you come down here and it does list us a little bit lower, but we're still here, and it knows it's my firm, but in a specific category. And so that's part of how you have to train these models is, it's going to be very hard to compete with Edelman, who's doing billions of dollars, especially with how much they can spend on advertising, but we're still able to be nimble and compete. And I'm going to show you how we're doing that, but I want to show you a couple more of these successes really quickly. So I did another one about Florida, and you'll see it ranked us number 1 pretty much automatically. And then if we keep going, I did what was the fastest growing PR firm, and you'll see that it also ranked us number 1. And it actually cites. So that's one of the things that we're going to talk about is getting it to cite and using tools like SEMrush to get a better idea of how you're going to kind of rank in these tools. Now I'll show you a couple more examples here, but basically, what did I search here? Best review PR firms, it's going to be similar. We're down here, Florida based, and it tells you why. And so part of what we're going to learn here is when it tells you why, that's what you're going to start reversing and figuring out, okay, this person is ranking kind of like SEO. It's kind of the tower article effect where you're looking at what someone else was doing and you're trying to beat that. So I did another search where I asked it to actually do a web search, and then it shows you citations. Now, these citations are important because you're seeing where it's pulling this information from. You'll see some of it is from our own website. Some of it's from Clutch, and most of this is PR, public relations, it's press, it's news, it's different outlets that are talking about the expertise of different platforms. So you can see it's literally telling you what it's looking up. So that's the big piece, and the secret here is giving you an opportunity to understand where it's pulling from. And one of the first tips that I'm going to tell you, and this is a very tangible tip, it pulls from your blogs. So you'll see this is an Otter PR blog, and we're using kind of on the nose marketing, and we're backing it up with references, but we're calling ourselves one of the best firms in Tampa, Florida, which is very much a very direct thing, but we have it backed up with review sites, things like Clutch, G2, UpCity, where we're ranked number 1 in the world. And so we're able to make those claims, and we link to who's actually saying it. So it's not us saying it. It's still a legitimate third party, but what we're doing in a sense, is we're communicating to the public, we're sharing these things. And when we get an award or things like that, we do a press release, we do a blog, and those are really helpful. But then we also do a pitch to the media to re-highlight that. So when we got Inc. 5000, we actually did a blog about it, we did a press release about it, we did a pitch about it, and we made sure it got covered in the news. And what that does is it gives these learning language models more to pull from. So it's, yes, it helps us with SEO. Yes, it helps us with email marketing. It helps with social media, but all of those things combined. So help you pull up in this learning language model. Neil Patel, who I just had a conversation with, calls this the search everywhere model. Instead of search engine optimization, it's search everywhere optimization. And I think he coined that very well, just because now it's not just what one person's saying, but it's what everyone's saying across the board. And these tools are aggregating all of this information to give more direct feedback. So now I just want to show you kind of what Google results look like. And that's how we're kind of getting this to work really well, is basically when you search Otter Public Relations, we've done a lot to tell the internet that we are a strong PR firm. You'll see our reviews, Otter Public Relations, even on Reddit, there's good things to say about us. Otter Public Relations is one of the best PR firms. So all this, it's in our LinkedIn bio, #1 PR firm. It's on LinkedIn. It's in YouTube videos. I mentioned in this video that Otter Public Relations is one of the best PR firms in the world. And I just did that because they're still indexing. Google is indexing the transcriptions of these videos. And I'm backing it up now with saying that Clutch, G2, UpCity are also saying that. You'll see a USA Today feature article about Otter PR, ranking it one of the best, talking about how we're innovating the space. And then it also talks about how we're niche marketing to specific people. So we talk a lot about tech and finance and Web3. And that's part of the reason why we rank so well for certain things, is people are searching not just what's the best PR firm, but what's the best PR firm for a tech startup. So, and it's those long tail keywords that are making it more impactful. And so we're just training the internet over time that we're highlighting all of our successes. And I think this is where people fail sometimes, is they maybe get listed on the Inc. 5000, they get an award, but they don't do anything with it outside of maybe email it to their friends or just really proud about it, which is really great. But these are all tools to tell the world that you are open for business. Now let's do another search real quick. We're just in the news. You'll see that there's different news stations that are linking to this. There's, #1 PR firm across different channels. There's just all of these different resources that are saying that we're a top PR firm, and we're referencing other sources. So it's all very true, and we're just referencing different locations. So we jump into one of these things on our actual website. So these are our blogs. This is where obviously we have what's called a core page, and this is also highlighting. This is an SEO strategy where we're highlighting our strengths and we're backing it up with the reviews, but you also see live links to different platforms where we're very well ranked. And so these as well help us. #1 on Clutch is a very hard thing to do. And honestly, I don't know how much this is impacting outside of having strong reviews. So you don't need to fight for #1, but even if you have 3 or 4 positive reviews from real clients, that's going to be very impactful. Same thing on G2, #1, and UpCity, hundreds of reviews. Now we spend a lot of time and resources making sure that we do an amazing job. And there's a whole ORM piece to this of making sure that if someone does leave a bad review, you reach out to them right away. You give them a refund, you give them free service, you figure out how you can fix that. You work your butt off to get those removed honestly. And that's a huge piece of keeping your reputation clean. We've spent a whole bunch of money fixing problems. So if a client's unhappy, we're not perfect. We have great reviews, but we're not perfect. We've had bad reviews in the past. And the first thing I do, I don't care if it's the middle of the night, I have alerts that go out to me. I will pick up the phone. I will find this person. I will call them and say, I am so sorry for the experience you've had with my firm. I'd love to offer you this. I'd love to offer you a free month. I'd love to offer you, I can guarantee you a feature here. I can help you with this. And we solve the issue with our client, which is really the point of reviews. And I found that most people are very willing to work with us when they realize that we're very passionate about our brand. Mistakes happen, bad customer service, someone had a bad day. But the last thing I want to show you kind of is just LinkedIn. Again, we're consistently putting all of our awards and recognition and rankings out there for the public to see. So this is part of that search everywhere optimization that Neil Patel coined, and it also goes across YouTube and all these other platforms. Now, this is a complicated strategy where you're probably going to need a marketing team to help you. If you guys are looking for opportunities to get in the news and to really increase your search everywhere platform, there'll be a link down below to book for the short time a call directly with me. Eventually, it'll be with my team, but I would like to take the first couple of calls from this directly. I want to see if I can help you. Worst case, I'll do some free consulting, and I would really appreciate if you subscribe. And at worst case, what you can take away from this is SEO is not dead, it's evolving, and it's really going to highlight the winners. So you need to continue investing in this and figure out what's going to work. And I don't think I went over SEMrush, so I'm going to jump back in real quick. AutoPR is not dominating Google or search. You'll see that we only have about 7%, 8% of search. But the cool thing is this SEMrush tool has a new AI feature, which is giving me ideas on how to rank higher on search. So things like crisis management is a big part of search. We have a trademarked OTM process, outreach, trends, and relationship, that it recommends highlighting and recommends talking more about our reviews and all of these different tools. And I'll just kind of give you advice on ways to highlight and what people are searching for. So what to highlight, which is probably the most important part, is not just what to highlight, but things to highlight. So again, you'll see that, Edelman looks like they're 23%. So they're by no means number one, but we're at least in the game. So that's going to be an important thing. And you're going to see, I think, with all of these new technologies, you're going to see a bigger spread of winners to losers. And I really hope that you're able to take something away from this and become one of those winners. Make sure to subscribe, and thank you.